made it off the airport train into the unair-conditioned heat of Bangkok. Expected height for today is about 35 or 36 degrees Celsius. It was 33 when we landed, and I think it's safe to say the wall of heat hits you as you get out of the train. Okay, so this has not been your average arrival in Bangkok. Within seconds of us getting off the train here in the city center, there was a really large earthquake. Now, Bangkok doesn't typically have earthquakes. It's not on the rim of fire the way Taiwan is, or parts of China or Japan is. And so that's thrown the city into absolute chaos because people haven't seen this. Thousands of people have flooded into the streets. There's a traffic jam over here. You can't get a taxi. Everyone's kind of panicked and freaking out about it. I tried to rush us to an area that will be lower density, but we are right in the city center, so that's really hard to find. I want to be somewhere where there are lower rise buildings in case there are any aftershocks, or even if that was only a foreshock. I've been largely unsuccessful, but now we're going to struggle to find a taxi or even a tuk-tuk or anything to get to our hotel. Here's another building full of people who have all evacuated to get out of their buildings that were obviously shaking. We saw cranes shaking on the tops of buildings. We saw the chandeliers and signs shaking. So yeah, really crazy experience. Welcome to Bangkok. Now what we're also seeing here in Bangkok is incredible amounts of construction activity. Elizabeth and I were both working out. It's about 20 years since we were last here, so there's a lot more activity happening. Watch out! But that means you've got construction workers. There's a site just over there. I don't know if you can see it. There's maybe 100 or more construction workers who have obviously all had to rush out of their building because you don't want to be inside a building site when the building's shaking. Haven't seen any signs of major collapse or anything yet. We don't know how strong the shake was yet, but it was certainly strong enough for us to feel like we couldn't walk anywhere. And so we both thought suddenly that we couldn't walk coming out of the train station and wondered what was wrong with us. We remarked on it to each other, and then we realized everyone else was doing the same. So yeah, there has been damage, but we don't know yet what size magnitude the quake was. I just tried to search on Google. It didn't give us an answer yet. We finally made it into tuk-tuk. They drive a hard bargain right now because everybody's looking for transport. We're trying to wave down tuk-tuks and taxis and bargain with them for a price, which you really have to do here in Thailand. I've got so much sweat streaming into my eyes. It's so hot here. We're running to get away from the high-rise area, but I can hardly see you. But anyway, we made it into the tuk-tuk. He's charging us 300 baht just to go about 5 kilometers. That's 15 New Zealand dollars. It's a lot of money, but we didn't really have a choice. It is very hot here, and the traffic is really bad. Yeah, the circumstances, there's nothing you can do. So this is why we felt an earthquake in Bangkok. The earthquake's epicenter, it looks like, was actually in Burma, or Myanmar as some people call it. It's 7.7, and as you can imagine, it's being felt all over, even all the way here into Bangkok. Thailand is pretty chaotic at the best of times on the streets, but obviously now just trying to get a taxi, perhaps people trying to get home. You know, once you've come out of your building, evacuated your building, you're not going to be super excited at the idea of going back into it. With some of the damage we saw to a few buildings, I imagine they'll need to have engineers come and evaluate whether those buildings are safe to occupy. I don't think the damage will prove to be massive here, but obviously they'll want to check that before people will be too excited about going into those really tall buildings. Yeah.
There were lots of people in their pajamas or just socks or whatever, because they're obviously
just wearing pants.
or just wearing pants.
Yes.
And no top.
Yes, you have to speak very loudly.
Because they just had to get out of their building.
Yes, so people evacuating in all states of dress and undress.
Yeah.